Welcome to Missing Persons Case Files, a place where the gone are not the forgotten. What's happening in the forests of North America? How are so many people disappearing only to have their remains found much later, or in many cases, not at all? Are the predators to blame? Giant hair-covered beasts? Or even more terrifying, us as humans? Maybe it's both. Maybe it's neither. These are just a few of the questions we'll look to uncover here on the Missing Persons Case Files. Morgan Elias Heimer. In June of 2015, Morgan Elias Heimer was 22 years old and employed as a commercial guide for Tour West, a renowned rafting company specializing in trips down the Colorado River within the Grand Canyon. Morgan was a passionate fisherman, kayaker, rafter, and hiker. Pretty much anything outdoors he loved. On the 6th of an 8-day tour, things went wrong. He approached the lead guide and told him he was going to take a short break. The lead guy turned around to give attention to a few of the guests for just a moment. And when he looked back at Morgan, he was completely gone. The guide assumed Morgan was just exploring the nearby area and didn't think much of it. But hours would pass, and still no sign of Morgan. At around 7 p.m., a concerned member of the group reported Morgan missing to officials, setting into motion an event that would captivate the entire Grand Canyon. When Morgan disappeared, he was dressed for the river, wearing a dark-colored flotation device, a blue plaid shirt, long-sleeve shirt, his Choco flip-flops, and a maroon ball cap. Park rangers and search and rescue teams and concerned colleagues embarked on the extensive search operation. The Colorado River was searched within a search radius of river miles 211 through 225. The area between river miles 211 and 215 around Pumpkin Springs was thoroughly investigated. Hopes of finding Morgan alive were beginning to fade. The search efforts would soon expand, taking them to Diamond Creek, 12 miles west of Pumpkin Springs. The search lasted for 6 days before it was concluded that Morgan had drowned. His body was never found, and there was no evidence that he was still alive. The circumstances behind his disappearance are baffling, to say the least. How could a young, fit, and very experienced young man such as Morgan just up and vanish without a trace? Especially in such a well-traveled and monitored area. This one, obviously, it's going to be a shorter video because there's just not a whole lot more to add to it. As far as I know, he wasn't depressed. I haven't seen anything about him being suicidal in any way. If anyone knows differently, please let me know. I don't know, guys. This one is weird. I am never going to understand how it's possible for a person to just disappear and no trace of them ever be found again. I mean, there's nothing to indicate that he just moved on and started a new life somewhere. I mean, how could he? If he was 6 days in to an 8-day trip down the Grand Canyon in the middle of nowhere, there's no way he could have hiked out of there. Could he have had somebody there waiting on him? But then, I mean, what would they have done? I don't know. No clothing was ever found. No body parts. I mean, could he have fallen in, and drowned even though he was wearing a life jacket? I mean, that right there would suggest that didn't happen, I would think. I mean, could he have fallen in and gotten trapped under a limb or a tree or something and he's still underwater. I would not think that that would be the case because over time, bodies break down, they decay. And when that happens, pieces of him would break off. As graphic as that is and horrible as that sounds, that's what would happen. And you would have body parts floating down the river. You would think, something would be found eventually. I don't understand it. Was it something paranormal? Could it be that? Could it be he stepped into a portal? These are things in cases like this that, even though people will roll their eyes, and I'm usually one of those people, but you got to start thinking outside of the box when it comes to stuff like this. First off, he was talking to the lead guide, turned around, and quite literally, here 1 second, gone the next. I don't know much about portals, but is it possible that he turned around after his conversation, took a couple of steps, and stepped into something that no one else saw? I don't know. Did he walk around the corner just to clear his head and step into something? Was he abducted by aliens? I mean, y'all know I'm not a big UFO guy. Certainly believe in them, but I don't think a spaceship came down and got Morgan. I really don't. I'm also not going to say Bigfoot. I don't know much about the Grand Canyon and, reports of Sasquatch out there. I don't think anything like that. Are there other cryptids that are more prevalent in that area? Quite possible. I mean, that certainly could be the case. I don't know. Are there people that live off grid in that area, like feral people? Did he come across something, see something that he wasn't supposed to, and someone ended his life? I feel like that could be a possibility. I don't know. You got to think that given the search, the area up there that was searched, that if it was someone that was living off grid, they would have been seen. They would have been found at some point, and there are no reports of that. So, kind of leads me to go in a different direction. I don't know, guys. What do y'all think? The portal thing is what I keep coming back to, and man, there's so many cases out there, guys, of people just disappearing and not being found, or being found in a completely different place of where they should have been. That's not the case here, but the only thing I can think of is portals. You want to think about the more obvious stuff. I mean, in this case, what would you think obviously happened? I don't know. I don't know of anything. He's talking to one of his coworkers, turns around. They don't even see which direction he goes. It was that quick that he was gone. So I don't know. I'm at a loss here. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Everything I've seen. This dude was 22 years old, life just starting. He had a great job, one that he loved. He loved being outdoors and doing this stuff. He was living his best life. He really was. I don't know if he had a girlfriend. I don't know if there was anything like that going on, any recent breakups or heartache or deaths in the family, anything like that that would lead him to be depressed. Even if he took his own life, how did he do it in a way that he would never be found? I don't get that. I mean, the people that make the argument he went up there and killed himself, okay. Well, I mean, once you do that, you have no more control. You can't control what happens to you after you're dead. So, I mean, what did he do? Did he bury himself in a hole and then have it covered up? I don't know. No idea with this one, guys. It is a really, really strange case. If you have any information about this case, if you have seen him or just anything at all, anyone out there, you can contact the National Park Service tip line at 888-658-0009. I would hope if there was anyone out there that had information that could bring this guy home, that they would think about his family and do it. We can all just imagine how horrible it would be to have somebody that we loved just go away, never hear from them again, never see them again, and not have any idea of what happened. I mean, a death in the family is terrible. Everyone out here, everyone listening right now has dealt with someone close to them dying. And if you haven't, you will. We all know what that's like. We all know the pain associated with that. But almost all of us, we have closure. My mom passed. That was the toughest time of my life. But I know where she was. I was there that morning. I know where she's at right now. I know the cemetery. I go regularly just to sit with her and talk. I have that closure. If something had happened to my mom to where she was here one second and gone the next, and I had no idea where she was at, that would kill me. I can't imagine what his family's going through, what others, especially when it comes to kids. God bless them. Kids are special. They're awesome. But could you imagine having a little one and not have any idea where they're at or what has happened to them? Can you tell me anything that would be worse than that? Because I can't think of many things that would. All right, guys. Yeah, like I said, this one was going to be short. Tried to stretch it out a little bit more to just get my thoughts on it. As always, I would invite everyone to reach out. Let me know what you think about it. As always, I invite you to send in some suggestions. Tiffany and I are hard at looking into more cases to cover as I speak. Right now, as I record this right now, she is researching another case for her that she will be covering. So be looking forward to that. All right, guys. Again, Wayne at paranormalworldproductions.com. Tiffany at paranormalworldproductions.com. If you love us, if you hate us, let us know. Suggestions, let us know. But yeah, until we talk to y'all again, y'all take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Bye.